Welcome all. Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight, sharing space with me on your Tuesday evening with Yoga Moves Us. I'm Christy Tennell, and I'll be your guide tonight. We will go through a gentle yin and restorative flow tonight to wind down from our day, become more still and inward, and allow more time and space for these poses to work on us. So we'll need our mats, a bolster if you don't have a bolster, a pillow or cushions from your couch will do, maybe some rolled up blankets. Blocks will also work. Whatever will help you feel more supported tonight, whatever will help your body do less work tonight. So we're creating our own comfy, restful place. All right, so we're going to find ourselves in a comfortable seated position, whether that's easy pose, your legs relaxed, maybe have them stacked and fire logged, maybe using a block to support yourself, or maybe you want to test your flexibility by moving into half lotus, moving that foot into the crease of your hip. Find your seated position, and remember, tonight's class is about feeling comfortable and secure with ourselves and in our own bodies. So we're here to take care of our mind, body, and spirit, so please listen to yourself. If you need to slow down, take a pause, maybe find your favorite pose and return back to your breath whenever you need to. I encourage you to tend to yourself. Yoga is all about self-care, so we're here to take care of ourselves, all right? This is your practice, and you have the power to choose how you move your body tonight. So we'll focus on a little bit of breath work tonight, some mindfulness meditation before we move into our gentle yin flow with some restorative poses. So in our seated position, your sit bones are grounded, you feel rooted, your spine nice and tall, your shoulders relaxed from your ears, and the crown of your head rising to the sky. And with your eyes, you can either look down your chest and belly, soften them, or completely close them, whatever feels good for you tonight. Whatever makes you feel safe in your body is priority and key. And we're here to notice our breath, the quality of our inhale through the nose, noticing how it flows through our body, and allowing ourselves to observe how our exhale is tonight. Not trying to force or change anything, just noticing the natural rhythm and flow of your breath in this moment. No frustration needed, no attachment or judgment. Just noticing where you are tonight. Reminding yourself it's a time to be kind and careful with yourself tonight. Allowing your inhale to fill your body. Notice how it fills your chest, maybe expands your ribs. Maybe you feel expansion in your belly. And as you slowly exhale out of the nose or mouth, notice how your belly falls to your spine. Notice the fall of your rib cage and your chest. Whatever count of breath you are at tonight, whether it's 2 counts of inhales or 4 counts, it's fine. You are where you are tonight. You're allowing yourself to take care of yourself. Maybe you allow yourself to deepen your breath if you'd like. Maybe you'd like to explore how it feels to sip in a little bit more through the nose. And maybe with each round of exhale, you let go a little bit longer out of the nose or mouth. And as you inhale, maybe you notice the rise of your shoulders, feeling the air fill your chest, expand your ribs, expand your belly. Maybe you take a pause between each breath if that feels okay for you tonight, before slowly, gently letting go, feeling your belly fall, your ribs fall, the chest, maybe the bottom of your throat as you completely exhale out of your nose or mouth. As you deepen into your 3-part breath, just notice how it feels for you to fill into your chest, fill deeper into your rib cage and into your belly, expanding, taking up space. And as you exhale, noticing how your body relaxes and eases into itself as you slowly let go. As your body starts to feel more grounded, maybe more centered, more still, you notice some thoughts or sensations or feelings that come up for you. I invite you to not have any attachment, judgment as these come up into your awareness, and allow them to gently float on and let them let go from your awareness as if they're leaves on a stream or clouds on a windy day. And if they come up for you, which is natural, and they will, allow yourself, give yourself permission to let them go just for the moment. And in your next inhale, maybe you breathe in an intention, an affirmation, something you'd like to focus on during your practice today. Whether you like to breathe in a little bit more calm, more peace, maybe some happiness, love, maybe some courage or forgiveness. Focus on your intention or affirmation. Breathe into it. Allow it to nourish your body. And as you exhale, allow yourself to let go whatever is blocking from receiving your peace, your clarity, your courage, your happiness. Breathing in your intention and affirmation that you'll focus on whenever you get distracted during your practice. And breathing out what isn't serving you tonight. Whether that's stress, tension, worry, or fear. I invite you to notice how that affirmation or intention feels to you. I encourage you to call upon that feeling throughout your practice. And when you're ready, I invite you to roll your right ear down to your right shoulder, allowing gravity to hang heavy. Maybe you reach those left fingertips down onto the ground, feeling the stretch on the side of your neck. Maybe cradling the top of your head to deepen the stretch if that feels good. Maybe you add some movements, tick-tocking up and down, nodding yes or no. Finding the movement that feels good for you to relieve any extra tension before you find stillness. Once you find your sweet spot, I invite you to take a pause and breathe into your pose. Noticing any tight areas you may be carrying in your neck. Allowing your inhale to create space in those tense spots. And on your exhale, allow your body to soften. On your next exhale, slowly release your hand from your head and roll your chin to your chest. Maybe swinging side to side, if that feels good. Noticing the tension in the back of your neck. And when you're ready, find stillness in your neck, chin tucked in your chest, feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. Returning back to your breath, noticing where it is in this moment. And on your next inhale, you're going to slowly roll that left ear to the left shoulder, feeling gravity hang heavy on this side. Maybe noticing the differences here, maybe extending those right fingers out for a deeper stretch. Maybe cradling those left fingers around your head to deepen it even further. Finding what feels good for you tonight, whatever your neck and shoulders need. Finding stillness in your pose. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly unravel those fingers from your head, release them back to the ground, come back to center as we move into some shoulder rolls to loosen up our shoulders. So taking both of them up, forward, back and down, rolling them forward. Depends on how big of circles you'd like for your shoulders and your upper back and lower back. Some people like to take them big. Maybe you keep your elbows nice and tight to your body. Finding the movement that feels good for your shoulders once you've done a couple rotations forward. Find some stillness, and for balance, we reverse them. So take them up, back, and down, and forward. Moving them nice and gently. Loosening up your shoulders. And when you're ready, we're going to shake those arms out a bit, rest them on our knees as we move into a cross arm stretch. So we're going to extend that right arm out and cross it, crunch our chest as we reach for our left arm, up and above, gently pulling up. Letting your arm pull away from you as you keep your sit bones grounded. Looking forward, chest forward, inhaling into any tight spots you may be feeling. As you inhale, maybe you lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, maybe you cross, arm stretch a little bit deeper. And on your next exhale, you're going to extend both arms out. Let that left arm cross your chest to the right side. Grab that right arm to support your left arm up and above. And as you inhale, you'll lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, feel that stretch across your body. Keeping your sit bones grounded. Noticing any differences on your left or right side. Maybe adding some movement to your neck if that feels good. Mine feels pretty crunchy tonight. And on your next exhale, you're going to slowly release and extend both arms out and shake them out. And we're going to bend the elbows up into cactus arms. So fingers are spread out, pointing up. Elbows at 90-degree bend. And we're going to push those shoulder blades back and hold and pause in cactus arms, breathing into that stretch, noticing where we feel the expansion in our chest, noticing any tight spots in our shoulder blades. And on our next exhale, we slowly release outward, And as we inhale, we'll press those shoulder blades in again, breathing into our cactus arms. And on your next exhale, release. And on your next inhale, push that chest out. Push those shoulder blades in. Hold your elbows and arms strong in cactus arms. Breathing into your shoulder blades wherever you feel any tightness. Allowing ease and softness to enter your body. And on your next exhale, we're going to slowly release those elbows and hands, shake them out. So we're going to move into some supported poses. So this is where you grab your blocks, your bolsters, your pillows. First, I want you to kick out those legs and switch them up. So whatever was on top is now on bottom. Whatever's on bottom is now on top. Finding your seated, comfortable pose. We're going to take that bolster block to the right side of our body, place our right hand down, maybe our forearm, maybe our elbow, keeping those sit bones grounded. We're going to extend that left arm up and above, bending over to the right into supported side bend. You're going to allow that bolster, that cushion, that block to support you as you lean over to the right. Maybe you look up, maybe you look forward, maybe you look down. Whatever feels good for your neck as we hold this pose for about a minute. Breathing into those tight spots you can be noticing in your hips or in your sides or in your neck. And with each exhale, allow yourself to feel more grounded. Allowing your body to ease into your bolster, your block. Giving her permission to be supported tonight. Taking a couple more breaths in this pose. Maybe returning back to your affirmation and your intention whenever you feel your thoughts distracted from your breath or your practice. And on your next inhale, you're going to slowly push yourself back up from your bolster or block. Move that over to your left side. We're going to place our left hand, our forearm, or maybe our elbow, if that feels good, onto our block or bolster. Reach our right arm up and over to our left side in our supported side bend. Allowing your neck to fall wherever feels good. Keeping those sit bones grounded as you fall to the left side. Noticing if there are any differences on the left and right side. As you allow yourself to be supported by your bolster or block. Are there any differences in the ease or the effort? On your next inhale, you're going to slowly push yourself back up from your supported side bend, and we're going to move into a seated twist. So we're going to gently place our hands on the outside of our right thigh, and we're going to gaze over our right shoulder, twisting from our mid back. So as you inhale, you'll be gently lengthening your spine, and as you exhale, you'll be twisting from the core, looking over your right shoulder. We'll do a gentle twist here for a couple breaths. Remember to lengthen your spine as you inhale, nice and tall, and twisting, ringing the center of your back as you gaze over your right shoulder. And on your next exhale, you're going to slowly unravel back to center, then shifting those hands to the left side of your body on the outside of your thigh. You're going to gaze over your left shoulder for that gentle seated twist. Inhaling as you lengthen your spine, exhale, twisting from your core. And on your next exhale, you're going to slowly unravel back to center. We're going to move into our butterfly pose, placing the soles of your feet together. If you want a more active stretch, you can pull them closer to you. A more passive stretch, you can push them closer to you. But let's make this a more supportive butterfly, so you can put your bolsters, your pillows, your blocks right underneath your knees as they fall open. So you can feel them a little bit supported. And we're going to fold into this supported butterfly. So on your next exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips, allowing your belly and your heart to fall forward towards your feet, wherever your hands and wherever your head fall or where they fall. And we're going to breathe into this fold for a bit. Noticing if there's any discomfort that comes up for you and adjusting to your body. Remember, if anything uncomfortable emotionally or physically ever comes up, you always have the power and choice to stop and take care of yourself the way you need to. As we're in this fold, just notice the types of thoughts, feelings, and sensations that come up for you. Allow yourself to be maybe curious about this information without any judgment. Allowing them to float on just for the moment as you return back to your breath or intention. next inhale, you're going to slowly, gently lift yourself up from your butterfly fold. Gently remove those blocks or bolsters underneath your knees. And we're going to just gently butterfly flap them a bit, loosening up our hips, sticking them out, wiggling them out a bit, wiggling out our toes, wiggling out our ankles, before we move into our hero's pose. So that's us kneeling on our knees. So we'll do a hero's pose with a toe stretch. So you're curling those toes, and you'll gently lower back down to your heels. If you need support, you can place the block right underneath you so the stretch isn't as deep for your toes. But once you find that pose, you'll rest your heels. Maybe swing side to side to gently stretch the toes. You can find stillness as well. Placing your hands on your thighs, looking forward, chest forward, shoulders relaxed from your ears, head to the sky. And when you're ready, we're going to gently lean forward, place our hands in front of us into tabletop position. We'll uncurl our toes and maybe tap them out on the ground or on the mat to gently release our toes. And as we find ourselves in a tabletop position, our hands or wrists right below our shoulders, our knees right below our hip bones, we're going to move into a cat and cow flow. So you're going to drop your belly, chin up, chest up, into cow. And as you inhale, you'll move and round into cat, tucking chin into chest, looking at your belly button. And on your next inhale, you're going to drop that belly, push that chest out, chin to the sky. Maybe you add some movement side to side with your neck if that feels good, looking over your shoulder to the left hip, looking over your right shoulder to the right hip. And I invite you to move at your own cat and cow flow, whatever feels good. Dropping the belly into cow. Rounding that back whenever moving into cat. And when you're ready, find yourself back to neutral tabletop position. We'll lean back into the hero's pose as we prepare for a supported child's pose. So you're going to get your pillow. Maybe you can double up on pillows. You can roll up a blanket. You can grab your bolster, and you're going to expand those knees as wide as your mat, and you're going to pull your pillow close to you. And on your exhale, you're going to drop that belly and chest to your bolster. Your big toes could be touching, or your feet could be separate, whatever feels good for you, as your hips fall towards your heels. Remember, your cheek, your chin, your forehead could be resting on your bolster. Your hands could be extended out, holding onto your pillows, maybe reaching back towards your heels, whatever feels good for you, as we hold in our supported child's pose for a few minutes. I invite you to focus on your affirmation and intention, or your breath, as you find stillness and support against your bolster, your pillows. minute. Just notice how your body is deepening into your pose. Noticing the quality of your breath. Slowly deepen your breath as you try to shift up from your supported child's pose and move that bolster away from you as we lower back down into our child's pose, but moving our fingers or hands to the left side of the mat. First side stretch, child's pose. Noticing the difference it may feel when you're not supported and are supported in this pose. Next, inhale, gently walk your fingertips to the right side of your mat for a side stretch in this child's pose. Noticing any differences you may feel on your left and right side as you're side stretching. On your next inhale, you're going to gently move yourself back to center, child's pose, and kick your legs out as we move into Sphinx pose. So those elbows are going to be right below your shoulders. Your fingers are grounded into the mat, spread wide. Your legs are zippered if possible, big toes touching. Chest out, maybe you feel that lower back bend stretch. Shoulders relax from the ears, your gaze is holding forward. If you'd like a deeper stretch, you'll be lifting your chest higher with each inhale. We'll hold here for a minute in our Sphinx pose. Maybe you'd like to add some motion left and right, looking over your shoulder before you find stillness. Breathing into those tight spaces you may feel in your lower back. We'll breathe in here for a couple more breaths. Gently prepare to move into a downward facing dog. So you're going to curl those tuck those toes in, press those hands into the ground as we move those hips to the sky, pressing them up and above, walking our dog out by bending our knees one out at a time, pushing the heels to the ground. We're going to walk our feet towards our hands into ragdoll. So we're going to bend those knees heavy, grabbing those elbows, allowing our head to dangle, maybe straightening one leg at a time, bending them both. letting our head nod up and down, bob up and down. Allowing yourself to melt in your ragdoll. Noticing where in your body may feel tight. Noticing how your breath may feel in this pose as you allow your belly to melt closer to your thighs. Allowing your head to move closer to the ground. And when you're ready, you're going to place those hands on the ground, bend your knees heavy. Maybe you can do yogi squats, maybe you can't, but we're going to make our way down into seated position. Nice and slow, nice and gently as we move into supported bridge. So we're going to move very gently onto our back, lowering ourselves down onto our mat, knees bent, feet flat. We're going to take our block or a cushion, whatever you'd like to support your lower back, gently lift your hips to the sky and place them on your lower back. Feeling that support, placing it where it feels good for you. We're going to allow ourselves to melt into the supported bridge for about a minute. You can place your hands gently next to you, face down, or maybe reach above your head, face up. Whatever feels good for your back and your shoulders tonight. Noticing where in your body may feel tight, whether it's your hip flexors or your lower back or your shoulders. Keeping your feet grounded, your knees bent, your thighs as parallel as possible. Maybe focusing on your deep belly breathing here if this feels good for you. Noticing the rise of your belly and the fall of your belly as you're in this pose. And on your next inhale, you're going to pull those knees to your chest. Maybe you're still balanced on the block if that feels good. We're going to pull both of them towards our chest for a bit. Back, relax, neck, head relax to the mat. And we'll gently release the left leg out and pull in the right knee down the center of our core. Maybe with each inhale, we pull in a little bit deeper towards ourselves. And as we exhale, we allow our back to feel more supported by the block. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly release that right knee out. Pull in that left knee towards your chest, down the center of your core. Your toes can be active, pointing up to the sky, or passive, relaxing, your choice. And as you inhale, pull your knee in closer to yourself. And as you exhale, allow yourself to be supported by the ground and the block, finding ease in the stretch. You're going to pull both knees to your chest, hands to knees on the supported block, nice and gently. Maybe you can place your feet gently back down to the ground as you lift your hips to the sky and remove the block from your lower back. We're going to move our feet to the outside of our mats as we windshield wipe them nice and slow. So we're going to drop them to the right. And as we inhale, we lift them. And exhale, drop to the left. Inhale, lift knees. Exhale, drop to the right. At your own flow, I invite you to windshield wipe at your speed, at your pace. And the next time your knees are falling to the left, we'll pause there as you gaze over your right shoulder as we lay in a reclined spinal twist for a moment. Hold it for a couple more breaths. Before we slowly unravel back to center. And once they're back to center, knees are bent, we're dropping them back to the right, nice and slowly. They don't necessarily have to hit the ground. If you feel like you need support, feel free to put a block or pillow. But we'll be gazing over our left shoulder in this reclined twist. Breathing here for a couple more breaths. Slowly unravel back to center. Those knees are bent, those feet are planted on the ground. We're going to do reclined pigeon. So you're going to stick that right foot up to the sky, place it on your left thigh, creating that figure 4 shape. You can stay here, allowing your hip to open as your knee deepens into the stretch. If you'd like to raise your foot and reach through the whole of the figure 4, grasping onto your thigh as you pull closer to yourself, that's an option as well. Find what feels good for you and lift your foot up and down, finding the angle. feels good for you in this moment. Allowing your breath to deepen into this stretch. Noticing what may come up for you, thoughts, feelings, or sensations as we hold this stretch, opening up our hip flexors, where we carry a lot of tension and stress. Allow yourself to let go what isn't serving you tonight, what isn't serving your mind, body, or spirit. Noticing how your body changes as you hold this pose over an extended period of time. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly release your fingers if they're interlacing your thighs. Place your foot back down on the ground if it's lifted. You're going to shake that right foot up gently up into the sky and place it back down onto the ground. We're going to reverse side, so kick that left foot up gently to the sky as you place it on your right thigh, creating that figure four. You can stay here if you like in your reclined pigeon, allowing your hips to open as your knee deepens into the stretch. If you'd like, you can lift your foot up, reaching through the hole of your figure four, interlacing your fingers around your thigh, pulling in that thigh closer to yourself if that feels good. Lifting your foot up and down to find the sweet spot. And once you find your reclined pigeon pose, I invite you to find stillness and ease, breathing into those tight spots you may feel in your hips. Exhale any tension you may be carrying in your body as you allow your back, your head to melt to the ground. Noticing the differences you may be carrying on your left and right side. Breathing into those tight spaces, allowing your breath to expand and create space. And with your exhale, allow ease and softness to enter in. Noticing how your hips, your thighs, your ankles, your feet may feel as we deepen into our pose. And we'll hold here for a couple more breaths. Exhale, you're going to slowly release your fingers, release that foot, both feet back down the ground, shaking out that left foot before placing it back down on the ground. We're going to move into our final resting pose, Savasana. So we're going to kick our legs out as wide as you'd like, flop those feet open. Wiggle or shimmy out any last jitters you may have. Wiggle out those fingers and toes. Hands can be up or down, whatever feels good for you. Remember, this is your final resting pose where you feel safe and secure, so your eyes can stay open, soft, or closed. Allowing your back to melt into the ground, your shoulder blades resting, the back of your head melting into your mat. Maybe you soften into your breath, slowly deepening it into your chest, into your rib cage, into your belly, focusing on your deep belly breathing as you find yourself in your final resting pose, the pose of stillness where you can enjoy the benefits of your yoga practice tonight. I allow you to focus on your breath, or your intention or your mantra, as I allow you to rest for the next 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll invite you back with the sound of the bell. Slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now, maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, giving yourself a good morning stretch up and above your head if that feels good. Or gently rolling yourself over to your side, pressing yourself back up to seated position, placing hands to heart center, with a gentle bow if that feels good. Thanking yourself for making your way to the mat, practicing self-care. Thanking your body for carrying you through your practice. And I thank you for sharing your evening with me and Yoga Moves Us. And I hope you have a good evening. Thank you. Namaste.